First of all, welcome back to today's class, day number 16, CISG114, section 2, Web Technology and Life, and week number 8. If you look at the calendar, this is the first week for the third learning contract, which lasts for 3 weeks. And we actually invite you to start thinking about the third learning contracts in the second week of the second learning contract. And we say that you have actually 4 weeks time to do this learning contract number 3, because we respond to the request that we should not give you too much workload. So we cut learning contract number 2, the homework. So you do not need to submit the learning artifacts for learning contract number 2. And instead, we say that you can concentrate on doing the learning contract number 3's artifacts. And that's why it's very important that you pay attention to the instructions and advice that I give you as of last week, and I'm going to repeat it in this teacher's message. First of all, last learning contract, that means learning contract number 3, are supposed to help you to develop the following 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 important abilities. The first thing is you have to think practically, because you have to make sure that all the members in your team will have to agree with doing only one problem in your team this time, and you have 4 weeks time to do it. And this is the second week already, okay? Including last week. In order to think critically, you need to analyze what you want to do and make sure that you have already accepted something that has the characteristic of a real-world complex problem, okay? But we cannot say how complex it is. A complex problem normally is a problem which does not have a single solution, all right? I stayed long enough in the first class today because they brought up 2 very essential complex problems today. One is called the traps of social media. And several students bring into the class excellent resources about examples of these traps, about how teenagers was captured by predators because the teenagers themselves are deviant enough not to put themselves in safe situations. And you never believe that this is happening. And I thank you very much for the students in the other class to take up such good resources. I'm going to share that with you later today. Okay? The second thing is you have the ability to find, evaluate, and use appropriate learning resources. This responds to what I just said. The students from last class spent 2 weeks' time looking up important resources for that very interesting problem. She shared this point called traps of social media. And the way she shared that is to use 2 typical examples after evaluating many different type typical real-life cases. And that is very important. And they work, and you have to work cooperatively in a team and small group. That means no one single person can finish them all. You have to have the help from your fellow students to divide the work so that you will have individuals responsible for portions of the work, and you add up those portions of work to become the big picture. So you definitely need to communicate with your team members in a written format or in oral format, in formal occasions like doing in-class sharings or informal occasions like having lunch together and dinners together. And definitely you need to use some content knowledge in the sense that what content knowledge you need to use, what is social media is all about, what is the traps of social media all about, and they use the ideas of predators, very scary. Okay? And this is called problem-based learning because the whole team needs to start working together based on that problem that the whole team accepted the team's problem. And you have 4 weeks to do it, and this is already the second week. So you must nail down your problem before the end of this week. You just have 2 weeks left, okay? So how are you going to generate a problem? We say that from your first learning contract, each one of you has already submitted your personal individual proposal. That's a problem. And if you have already finished from learning contract number 2, you know that in learning contract number 2, even though you do not need to submit the artifact, you should have 2 pair proposals, okay? And add together the 6 possible proposals to choose from. And as I emphasized last time, even though you do not have all the proposals on your table now, you need to spend time during the class time to discuss what problem to do. And you need to gather the interest from individual member of your team to spend time talking about which problem you want to do, referencing on week number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the reading list and the problems from the course review. And then this is the process of how you can eliminate one problem at a time until you have the one single problem left. And all this process starts with allowing time on your table to listen to individual students' personal proposal, at least 5 minutes each. If you're 4 persons, 20 minutes. If you're 5 persons, 25 minutes. So these 30 minutes time you cannot save. You must listen very carefully. And after you have listened very carefully, you go through what we call the eliminations by voting process. Here, by assigning to each proposal on your table individually a score. Okay, if I have 4 proposals on my table, each member on your team will use the 4 score, 4, 3, 2, 1. So each score only once to assign to the proposal. And so when you collect the 4 sets of score for the 4 proposals, you calculate the score each proposal received, and you eliminate the proposal that received the lowest score. That means we respect the positions of each individual member. We go through the democratic listening process. We use the voting process to eliminate proposal one at a time. Once you have 3 proposals left, you repeat the process, 3, 2, 1, and check which proposal has the lowest score and take it out. And you do 2 remaining, and then do a right or left voting. It's a very interesting process here. But at the end, if you're still not satisfied with the result, you say, let's propose a new one by combining the strengths together. Okay? So this is the ideas of how to get to your proposals. And then we say, starting from actually this week, we have to change to a slightly different format in class. The first 10 minutes, I will do the briefing about what the situations of concern is in terms of LC003. And I will set 10 minutes for each team to do, not 10 minutes for each team, 10 minutes all together for all the team to do a briefing. That means each team will be given 2 to 3 minutes to brief on the whole class what's the progress the team has achieved on accomplishing LC003. And after that, we switch to the 30 minutes team work together. All the teams spend time together, focus discussions on what has to be followed up, what has to be designed in class. And after the 30 minutes, I will share a little bit and invite each team. This time, I will give each team 5 to 10 minutes time to tell the whole class what you have accomplished. And this time, all the members of the whole team will have to come up here and share individually. By doing that, I can ensure that I can give each team member a score from the in-class participation score, okay? And then after that, I will make some summary and reminders. So if you're not used to this kind of format, you have to get used to that, because that is the purpose of learning contract number 3, and that's the purpose of helping you to learn how to communicate, how to work together, how to think critically, and how to make use of the class time, because it is during class time all of you are here. You do not need to single any time. So then I suggested for each team you need to have the following roles. You must have a team coordinator, a team leader, a team scribe is a secretary to keep tracks of the records, a liaison member, one who needs to talk to each team member to ensure each team member understands the work that has to be done. A tracker is a person who chases after each team member to ensure that each one will come to class on time, do the work on time, and get it done. And a timekeeper to make sure the resources spent will not come back again. Remember, as I said, you have 4 persons each team at least, and each person is not more than 6 hours per week, and then you have 4 weeks time, so altogether it's 6 times 4 times 4. That means 96 hours, man hours total for your learning contract number 3. And the timekeeper must keep track of how much time has already been spent and how much time left to get the job done, and who's going to do what with what, how much time. And all of these is a very important accounting step for the team to know. Once you finish using up your resources, you're broken, okay? So you must get the job done before you use up your time, and all the members of the team need to have commitment on that. So that is teamwork. And then you have to think about what you should have learned if you have completed the second learning contract on self-regulated learning. You need to know how to set your learning goals, think about the task involved you need to do, develop a plan to get the task completed, and get the best way, use the method to complete the task, monitor your progress, evaluate your progress, adjust your plan accordingly. And you will have 4 weeks time to do it, and again, this is the second week, all right? So, allow me to say that those are the tips that you need to know, basically help you flexibility discussions in class, and we have 4 teams here, okay? So I have to make sure that you understand your role. Now, what I'm going to do is, having said that, I'm going to switch off the camera, and I just want to play back what I said in Cantonese one more time, because for those of you who cannot understand Cantonese, you have to help them to understand it memory, okay? Do you think it's okay? Do you need that? Do you need that? Okay? All right, so, because sometimes I have to make sure you understand your work, all right?